Hello, my name is Dr. Lucas Watterson from Mountain State Wellness in Morgantown, West Virginia. And today I would like to describe to you two very different effects that an injury to the top of your neck, like you see in this diagram here, can actually have on the different organs and tissues in the human body. I recently have taken care of two separate women in my practice in the past 4 to 5 months, basically, and they each presented with multiple whiplash injuries, multiple concussion injuries, and of course, they're having a host of different symptoms in their body. The first woman, which I'll refer to as Tina, is a 39-year-old female that was having headaches, neck pain, and back pain. She's also married, has given birth to 3 children, and one of the other symptoms or complaints or conditions that she's been dealing with now for over 10 years since the birth of her last child is urinary incontinence. In other words, she doesn't have the ability to control her bladder, and it will frequently leak uncontrollably for her. That is referred to as one of the effects from an injury, is referred to as an inhibitory lesion. Her muscles and her nerves in her body are inhibiting her from being able to control the muscles in her bladder and therefore leading to the symptom of urinary incontinence. After I took care of this particular woman, Tina, for about 6 weeks of care, she came in to me and she continues to report to me that her headaches are going away, her neck pain feels better than ever, and her low back pain is finally relieved as well. But one day she came in and said, "What did you do to me last visit?" And I said, "Why do you say that, Tina?" She says, "My urinary incontinence has stopped and it's been completely gone now for about 5 months." So this injury at the top of her neck right here was an inhibitory lesion or an inhibitory injury that we refer to, which was inhibiting her from having full control over the bladder muscles. Now on the other side, the other type of effect you can have from an upper neck region injury is a facilitative or excitatory injury. That's going to cause an organ or tissue in the body to actually function more than normal. Okay, so an example of that might be like acid reflux or diarrhea. Well, in this particular woman, she's 30 years old now. She had some more complicated, strange neurological symptoms. She had 4 whiplash injuries, 3 concussions. She's not married. She hasn't given birth to any children, but she had some numbness and tingling in her extremities. She had dizziness and vertigo symptoms. She had weird sensations in her face, along with neck pain and headaches and so on and so forth. And she reports back to me that her medical doctor told her she had nervous system dysregulation. There's a key word for you. If you know anybody in your life that has been told by their medical doctor they have nervous system dysregulation, that is a chiropractic patient right there. Because what we do is we help the nervous system to regulate through very specific spinal alignments. Now, the second woman, her name is Emma, and Emma also suffered from a bladder dysfunction, but it was the opposite. It was a facilitative or excitatory lesion where her bladder muscles and pelvic muscles were constantly contracted, and she felt like she always had urinary urgency, but she couldn't relax the muscles enough to release the urine. That's called a facilitative or excitatory lesion, and it's caused by an injury to the top of the neck. In Emma's case, that symptom is completely relieved, and she has complete function and control over her bladder now, just like a normal person. So I want you to see now that when someone has an injury to the top of the neck, as you see in the poster here, it can cause 1 or 2 different categorical injuries. An inhibitory lesion, which causes organs to not function properly or downregulate, we say, or an excitatory lesion, which causes organs to increase in their function or upregulate. Either one of those scenarios can actually be helped by having the spine corrected and put back into alignment. Now here at Mountain State Wellness in Morgantown, West Virginia, we practice a very specific, unique, and gentle procedure called NUCA, or upper cervical care. And it is very, very successful at relieving a number of health conditions, as I've illustrated with these 2 particular women, by simply going through the process of taking measurements to the top of the neck and doing a very gentle hand-administered correction to the top of the neck, the atlas vertebra, the C1 vertebra at the top of the neck, and relieving that irritation or injury from the brainstem, which, by the way, controls all the organs in your chest and your lower abdomen. And that's why these 2 women are doing well, feeling great, and both have full control over their bladder. If you know someone that's having nervous system dysregulation or any of the other symptoms that I mentioned during this video, please send them to our website and have them call our office. We can help them. Once again, my name is Dr. Lucas Watterson from Morgantown, West Virginia, and Mountain State Wellness.